NBA basketball totals for Sunday. This is, of course, a segment. This is for you new guys out there. This is a segment in which we look at the totals set by odds makers. Now, this is in the NBA where we take a look at the totals. Unfortunately, there's only a couple games left on the board as I'm getting this started here real early in Japan, late your time. But we're still going to go ahead and do the segment. We can also talk about some NCAA as well. This is an ongoing segment. We're going to continue through through the end of the year in the NBA. Now, next week, of course, is going to be a little bit strange because of the All-Star break. So maybe we'll be able to do a live segment at the same time, but in lieu of NBA, we'll talk about NCAA. So I have to check with Sportsbook Review about that, but we'll go ahead and take a look. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about just a couple games here. And good morning. Hello, hello, hello. So if you guys got some feedback or some information, be sure to chime in, and we're gonna just go ahead and break down a couple games. No NCAA segment. He just got up actually, asking where my son is. NCAA segment. There's nothing for Sunday. We'll continue that tomorrow. So this is just quick NBA segment. We're gonna go ahead and knock this out of the park, and hopefully this information will be good for the last two games of the day. Some interesting NCAA matchups happening as well, going on a little bit later. Don't forget SBRpicks.com, Sportsbook Review, Facebook page, YouTube channel, all that stuff you got to check out. And let's look at these games here. And we're not doing that great. Now we're sitting at 158 and 145 after pretty rough last few days. It's been a rough year in the NBA, but that's okay. The NCAA has been great, so I'm hitting 55% on my NCAA picks for totals. So I'm really happy about that. NBA, it looks like we're probably, as far as a minus 110 vigorish, it looks like we're a little bit in the negative now, so that's not good. But we're going to continue to grind away a lot, just continue to try to make a profit. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about these last two games on the board here. And this is going to make probably some people unhappy because I'm going under. I'm going under. So, and that's only on one game. There's Detroit and Toronto and New Orleans, Sacramento. I have a spread pick and a totals pick. For the totals pick, Detroit and Toronto, it was at 211. It's now at 213. I'm going under the 213, much to my chagrin. But I mean, we look at these two teams. Okay, so they only played once this year, and that was way back, one of the first games of the year. Of course, once again, we have a total set by odds makers, a total we've never seen before between these two teams since 2004. Highest total ever we've seen. But we look at 8 of their last 10 games, they've gone right around this total or over. I mean, they've had some really high scoring affairs. In fact, they've been over the total 8 of their last 10 games. I don't think that happens today statistically. Because when I look at these two teams, the way they allow tempo, I have a hard time thinking they're going to get to 213. They might, because I've been wrong a lot this year. As I go ahead and put that disclaimer out there. But I'm comfortable with backing the under on this. Right now we got Detroit averaging 101.5 points per game. Toronto's averaging 109.2 points per game. They're ranked 5th in the NBA in scoring. Different Toronto offense this year. They're really getting a little more up-tempo. But Detroit can play some defense. And some things I like today, first of all, I think it's going to take both teams to score. Detroit can really struggle at times. I mean, their shooting percentages across the board are not that great. They're ranked 26th in shooting efficiency. Their tempo's fast, though. Stan Van Gundy likes to get up and down, but Toronto has been great at limiting tempo. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Toronto, they're allowing just 83.4 attempts per game. They're ranked 7th in the NBA. And Detroit, they're allowing just 82.8 attempts per game. They're ranked 6th. These are two good founded defensive teams. Casey does a nice job. So does Stan Van Gundy. Yeah, I'll get back to some comments here in just one sec. So I just don't think they get there. Toronto can really put up some points, but Detroit's coming off a loss first in San Antonio. I feel like they can come out and get some stops against this Toronto team after taking on the Spurs. See Mike Brenner for if you want to look at first half stuff for sure. So, it does worry me a little bit that Detroit is such a good home team and they can put up some points. I just don't see them getting the 213. I just cannot see them getting there. Toronto, good on the defensive end. They're allowing just 104.7 points per game. They're ranked 10th in the NBA. And across the board, they're allowing just 38 field goals made per game. They're ranked 6th. No, sorry, I feel like I'm trying to plead my case here, and I'm almost trying to convince myself. And the reason for that is because we've seen so many overs. But I've been doing this a long time, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick with what I believe is correct as far as the percentages. Odds makers are going to change the number as the season continues, and definitely there has been a lot of overs, that's for sure, or a lot of high-scoring affairs, we should say. And I have no problem taking an over the total. I just don't think Detroit and Toronto are going to get there. So I'm going to back under the total on this, and hopefully we'll get back on track with just that one. Okay. Let's go. Let's talk about one spread pick. So that's it. So under the total with Detroit and Sacramento, under the 213. That's my totals pick for this segment. Now for the spread pick, I like New Orleans. I think they beat Sacramento. I'm taking them on the money line. They're just surprisingly enough, they're a better defensive team. Who would have thought that coming into this year with Dave Yeager and Alvin Gentry? Yeager, a good defensive coach. Sacramento's numbers, though, I mean, right now, they're 29th in the league in opponent shooting efficiency. That's really poor. They're just not doing a good job. New Orleans, they have a couple injury issues. I'm a little bit worried, but guys are questionable. But there's question marks on them as far as the injury report. But I think they're better than Sacramento. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take them just straight up on the money line. I think they win this game. Sacramento, not a great offensive team. They're really struggling this year. Just not real well. Rudy Gay, of course, is out, but I kind of don't like their makeup. I really have a lot of respect for Dave Yeager, but yeah, I don't see him beating New Orleans today. I think the Pelicans are just a little bit better, especially on the defensive end. I mean, New Orleans surprisingly ranks in the top 10 in most defensive percentages, and they're a team that could score. So I'm going to go ahead and back New Orleans in this spot. They like to get up and down. That total is interesting as well, but I'm laying off that. And I really think this is a game where points can be pretty valuable because New Orleans definitely can come in and win this game. But I like them on the plus money line, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take them on that. That's it. That's all we have for today. Really, really quick segment. So we got Detroit, Toronto under the 213. And then we got New Orleans on the money line, on the plus money line. That's it for today. I have no NCAA picks out there, but I do kind of like, I think Virginia Tech gives Virginia a really good game because I really like Buzz Williams. And they beat them last year at home, so I think they can give Virginia some trouble. I'll go ahead and take the 6 points there. I think they could win that game. They could upset Virginia, but I really like Virginia as well. And that's it. So we're going to continue this segment. Excuse me. We're going to be on Sunday through Thursday this week, because we got the NBA All-Star break coming up, but we go on every day this week, same time. Hopefully we'll get more guys involved. There's a lot more games tomorrow, a lot more to talk about. Yeah, thanks for your input. I appreciate that. It's you guys have been awesome, and the feedback has been great on this segment. I still am fascinated by negative comments or stuff like that. It's very, very interesting what some people out there have to say, like we're trying to lose, or we work for the books, and that's just completely false. I mean, I'm hitting 55% on my NCAA picks. I mean, I'm trying to win. I have my own sports book. I have my own bankroll. That'd be silly of me. So I want to give you guys. Oh, I dropped my pencil. I want to give you guys good information. And then for us to all make a quality decision. I have a winning percentage in both my total segment. Unfortunately, the profits are not as high as I'd like them to be. And that's another thing I find interesting when it comes to handicapping. A lot of you guys understand that, like you guys here that are chiming in, Joseph, and I think that's Nin, if I'm saying that right, we're not going to win every day. That's ridiculous. That's silly. And there's going to be bad streaks. And, it's so funny. I'll win 4 days in a row or something like that. Then I'll have a couple bad days and people will start. You're the worst handicapper ever. It's really amazing. No, anyways, bankroll management is really important so you can, control those losses. Ninja, gotcha. Sorry about that. Yeah, Joseph, and that's really what this segment is about, is you see what I have to say, and if we're on the same page, maybe you pull the trigger, or maybe you think, nah, he's Stark's way off on that. I have to go the other way. That's cool too. Yeah. But it's a really fun segment. You guys are awesome. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to get on with my day. You guys get on with your day. We'll recap that one more time. We got Detroit, Toronto under the 213, and we're going to go and take New Orleans on the plus money line. That's it, and I wish you guys luck on your picks today.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.